Hello fellow creators, it's Bluebrad here. I am going to show you how to do a quick pattern without using the pattern tool. So I'm starting out here with a 20 by 20 inch. I'm going to go ahead and save this to my projects. I'm going to label it pattern without pattern. All right, so we're saved there. So I'm going to go ahead and, because I want to create a honeycomb looking pattern, I'm going to create a 1 inch by 1 inch uh, object here. Um, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move a copy down and I'm going to hit enter to apply that move again. So this gives me my exact height. I'm going to copy that. There's a reason why. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And then what I'm going to do is go to my appearance palette, my layers palette, and my graphic styles palette. With these out, with this selected, I'm going to put the stroke to the inside, which it already is by chance. And then I'm going to want to make the stroke just a bit bigger so I can see it easier. And I'm going to I'm going to make sure the object's selected. I'm going to click into the blank area inside my appearance palette, go FX, and I'm going to go distort transform, transform. For this one, I'm going to duplicate it vertically. So I'm going to paste that number that I copied, and now it's perfectly going. But if you see, it's not keeping it aligned. So what I need to, I mean, not giving me another object. Down here at the bottom, we can go ahead and make more copies. So I could see that it did leave a little tiny gap. So actually what I'm going to do is remove that gap by adjusting it here. So maybe 3.5. Yeah, that looks like it's going to work better. I can make it pixel perfect or vector perfect where the math is actually dead on. Um, but let's do it that way for right now. So I'm going to hit OK. And if I zoom out here, now you can see I have a column of hexagons. Is that what that is? Polygon. Then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do, with it selected, I'm going to click into the blank area so I don't have anything selected. I'm going to do another distort and transform. You could turn off this do not show me again. I'm going to hit apply the effect because I do want to apply the same effect twice. Then I want to move it over horizontally. So with that other number, I'm going to do it vertically, but divided by 2 because it's going to move halfway down the vertical. And then I want to move it over. So I'm just going to bump it with my arrow keys, get it close, which looks like 1.5 is going to be dead on. And without it transforming, I'm going to zoom way into the corner here, and I can see that it actually did not perform that correctly. So I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to adjust this. So we're going to find the magic number here that gets that to line up. I could sit and do the math, but I'm just going to sit and bump it. If you notice, I'm incrementally bringing it further and further down until it's going to get to the right spot. It looks like horizontally because the blue line here is showing correct. It is correct there. But I'm going to that was too far. So bump that to 8. There we go. Do 8 again. 8 again because I don't know why it keeps reverting to 9. So we're going to do 8. Nope, too little. So maybe this needs to be 6. Perfect. Okay, so that's what the numbers were going to be. I'm pretty sure if I actually do out math. Now what I can do is go back into that transform, which was the bottom one, and I'm going to make sure it's one copy. Now I have those. Now I need it to continue doing those copies. So again, with it selected, clicking into the blank area, I'm going to do distort, transform, do another one, but now this time horizontally, it should be 1.5 or well 3 wide, and then I can make copies. One more. And if you see there, now I have a perfect honeycomb, almost, because I see that there's a little gap between these. Now, because we did this dynamically, I can select the main shape, zoom in here, and I can see that this is on the very first one. So with that selected, I'm going to select on the very first one, and I'm going to bring down the height just by a little bit. Nope, that's not enough. We'll go 733. That's getting much better. And we go 732. That was it. There we go. Now, like I said, Illustrator can do math, but here's the cool thing. Now, if I change the shape, it is not changed. So I can rescale it now, and it will scale into that object. Lets you do some really cool things now. Now, let's say I wanted to make this the pattern, but I want to add extra things to it. So what I could do is apply this as a graphic style. Then I can create a new layer here. I'm going to turn this layer off. And then I'm just going to make a couple bubbles here. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Right? Now I'm going to group those together. Make sure I do have the group's appearance selected. I'm going to apply that graphic style. Now it's a pattern, but now I don't have to go into the pattern tool to modify it. I can actually just modify it directly within my artboard, and everything is being recreated that way. Also, pattern tools do not allow you to use um, symbols. So if I bring out my symbols palette here, and let's say I wanted to have this a magnifying glass here, duplicate, I can simply now move that to that object group. I can delete the other groups. And if you see here, oh, I had the group apply a stroke. If I come in here, I can delete the stroke. So all that it has is the transforms. But now, if I move that around, that individual object is moved around, but it's still a symbol. So if I come in here, duplicate that symbol, and now if I edit the actual symbol, it's going to duplicate and edit the symbol. This works really good for photo walls. So I hope this tip helped you guys out. Remember to stay creative.